Hey guys, what's up? I hope you are doing great. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is FI-Losophy. This video is for those of you who are just starting out on the FIRE path. Once you get all the basics under your belt, you can kind of just let it sit, do its thing, and go on with your life. So let's go ahead and jump into the 9 steps to achieve FIRE. The very first step is to figure out your why. Why do you want to chase FIRE? What are your basic reasons? What's really driving you to pursue the FIRE lifestyle? I'm going to link a video in the I and down below that really goes through why FIRE and how to kind of discover what your reasons might be to pursue this kind of lifestyle. Number 2 is a really big one, and it really ties into personal finance just in general as well, and that is a basic budget. Make sure that you know exactly what is coming in every month and exactly what is going out. This is going to give you a really good picture of your finances just in general and is a really good starting point for looking towards FIRE. Step 3 is to figure out what your long-term career goals are. If you're in a job that's paying really well and you like it decently enough, it might be best to stay on that path. If you're interested in exploring new ideas and maybe you really don't like your job, this is a really key step to make sure that you kind of know where you're going in your career and if you just want out as soon as possible or if you're potentially open to looking for work that you might actually like. Step number 4 is maybe a little bit controversial. This is to partner up. If you already have a partner or a spouse, this is a really good step to talk to them about it, kind of see what they feel about it. Especially if you guys are married and you share finances, this is a really huge financial commitment and can really change the way that you live your life. Definitely a very important thing to have the person that's in your life on the same page as you. If you're single and dating, I will link the video that I made about this in the I and down below so you guys can check out some tips on how to find someone who's on the FIRE path or at least on a similar page when it comes to finances. Partnering up with someone who's going to be on the same page with you is going to really accelerate your FIRE journey, or it can really hinder it and make it take a lot longer than it really needs to. I think this is a really key step. And also figuring out if you even want to be with someone at all is step number 5 is to do the math and pick an age that you want to aim for. So you can pick an arbitrary number if you'd like, just as a starting point. But I would really recommend figuring out your why first and then being a little bit flexible, not only on the number, but also on the age. I had a goal of hitting $500,000 by the age of 50, where I would go into semi-retirement because RE or retire early isn't really part of my plan. And I kind of was flexible on that. I figured, well, if I hit a higher number earlier, maybe I would retire from traditional work sooner. Maybe I would wait if I was really liking the work that I was doing and retire later. There are tons of calculators online as well that can help you go through these numbers and try to predict when in time, what age you might be when you hit those numbers. I'll link a few of them down below that I like to use. A lot of people use 25 times your annual expenses as a starting point to kind of figure out how much money you might need to retire early. Step number 6 is to consider CoastFIRE. Not only that, but consider lean FIRE, fat FIRE, all the different types of FIRE and what category you might fit into. I am currently CoastFIRE and this is the path that I am chasing. If you're like me and you like to explore different careers and industries, this could be a really good option for you. So I definitely think you should look into all the different subtypes of FIRE, specifically CoastFIRE. I'll link my video about CoastFIRE in the I and down below for you guys if you want to check that out. Step number 7 is kind of the boring one. It's to just stay the course. Once you've figured out your number, how much you need to save every month to achieve that, now it's just a waiting game. You just have to sit, let the money accumulate, let the compounding interest do its work. If you're finding while you're staying the course that you're not really getting to the points that you want to get to quick enough, this is a really good time to reconsider your job, your career, and see if maybe you can increase your income and hit that number a little bit sooner to give you more options and more flexibility. Step number 8. This one I'm going to say is one of the most important ones and should really be followed throughout your entire FIRE journey, and that is to focus on everything except FIRE. Once you're at step number 7, where you've got all your numbers sorted, you're saving automatically into the accounts you need to, you've got your investment allocation, you got all of that, and you're staying the course. Now it's time to just focus on everything outside of work. Building the life that you actually want to retire to, building the life that realistically FIRE is going to get you towards quicker. I'm gonna say that this is one of the things that people miss out the most on when it comes to being on the FIRE path, is really building a life outside of work. You don't want to retire to nothing. You don't want to retire, work your ass off, make a bunch of money, and then retire and you have no hobbies or not really a good social group, or you're not very close with your family, whatever it is. You really want to build that life. And I think this should be a main focus once you get all the math under your belt and you're just kind of coasting. Step number 9 is to hit FIRE. You're done. That's it. You hit FIRE, you hit your number. Now you get to do whatever you want. This is the goal for everybody in the FIRE community. Once you hit FIRE, so many doors open up. You can really choose to continue working if you want, switch careers. You could go lay on a beach somewhere if that's in your budget. And I really think if you've built the life that you want outside of work and you want to retire, that you'll be golden. There's another YouTube channel that I have been watching quite a bit recently, and it's called 2 Sides of FI. I'm gonna link them down below so you guys can check them out if you haven't heard of them. But it's pretty much 2 friends. One guy has already hit FIRE and is doing kind of his own thing, and the other guy is on his way to catch up to his friend who retired, I think, in 2020. And it's just really interesting to hear both sides, someone who is actively chasing it and someone who's already hit it, and the struggles that they've had. It's really eye-opening, especially if you're kind of in a position where you're just like hunkering down, working to get the hell out of the rat race. I think there's a lot of lessons through their episodes that you could really learn from, so highly recommend checking them out. I think these are really crucial steps to make sure that you're following and getting really into before you fully commit to it. It took me 5 or 6 years to really learn all this stuff, and I think if I had read or seen a video listing these steps, it would have helped me a lot to progress down the FIRE path. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.